Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Mr. Echo Fox, and today I hopefully will be doing my first successful Let's Play. And I say that because I've done other Let's Plays in the past. However, I usually got bored or lazy and I never finished them. But here we have a game that I must sadly say I've wasted hours of my life, which might be a testament to how good the game is. This is Prison Architect. Now you might be asking yourself, what exactly is Prison Architect? Well, Prison Architect is best described, I guess, most similar to Dungeon Keeper or Dwarf Fortress or Theme Hospital. Now if you've never played any of those games before, shame on you. And also, that's okay, because you're going to see everything in action. Essentially, it's just got a... my favorite part about it is it's got a better user interface than Dwarf Fortress. Also, it's important to note that it is an alpha, so a lot of features are still yet to be implemented. A lot of things don't work correctly, and I want to talk quickly about the price point. Introversion, the guys who are developing Prison Architect, who are responsible for games such as Darwinia and Uplink and Defcon, which are all pretty good indie games, are doing a sort of a Kickstarter type thing for this game. But it's not a Kickstarter. And by that I mean the business model. They're charging $30 up front. That's the first sort of tier. $30 for the alpha. Now personally I think that's a little too high. Yeah, I still pay for it, but I still think it's too high, and I think it's going to throw or push a lot of gamers away, because Torchlight 2, for instance, is a full-fledged, game, and that was only $20. The fact that they're charging $30 for an indie game as well as an alpha of a game is a little high. However, like I said, I think this game has a lot of potential, so I did it anyway. But don't do it. Don't waste $20 or $30 on the game unless you absolutely think it's worth it. That being said, I think we should get started because I don't want to talk too much. So, I selected Small Prison. The only real effect that seems to have is that the square footage I have, as in this whole screen, is much smaller than what it would be versus a much larger prison. Aside from that, this game is an alpha, and I don't know if it's a bug or not, but there is no limit to prisoner capacity. They will continue to send prisoners to me until the end of time, or until my prison burns down, which has happened to me several times. So, let's get started. Here are deliveries. These are for parts, and there's garbage. We're going to expand deliveries real quick. Now, I don't know how successful this is because I've never built anything while commentating, so. Then we're going to put storage here. I'm going to try something different this playthrough. So, I don't know how. Oops. I don't know how successful it's going to be. I can't even speak right now. Okay, now let's start building. To build, we want foundation. This is the part where I'm not quite sure how it's going to work, but I want an entranceway. Before, the way my prison was made was not very efficient, but it got the job done. I want it to be far more efficient than it was last time. Not sure how wide this is going to be. Hold on. Oh, okay. I guess I should speak about this, especially if you get this game and you're wondering why you have a limited amount of money. If you only use the amount of starting money you have here of $9,000, you're gonna run out of money before you even build an adequate prison. So what you want to do is go to the right hand corner and click on reports. Don't worry about this, we'll explain this later. and you go to grants. These are all government grants. These will give you cash up front. They'll give you an advance. You definitely want to take all these because, as you can see, we just acquired $80,000. And you don't need to really read the grants in this menu because it will tell you the prerequisites or requirements right here. It's pretty simple. So I was attempting to do something here. Like I said, this is a completely different design. This game is all about trial and error. I've designed so many prisons by now, and not all of them very successful. So trial and error indeed. 16. We're gonna do 18. This is gonna be sort of an entryway, and I don't know, it's gonna be hard to describe, but you'll figure it out. But initially, this is going to be the entryway where all the prisoners are going to be coming. I want it to be secure, and then let's see. And then we're going to build another hallway here. And this is the part I'm really iffy about because I've never designed a prison quite like this. But I want to focus on prisoner capacity because what usually happens is you never have enough room for prisoners. This game occasionally freezes up. Because it's, well, an alpha. And I'm gonna pause right there for a second and try to figure out, let's see, I want this is gonna be huge. This is gonna be one massive prison block. I don't know how well this is going to work. This might completely fail. If it does, I don't know what I'm going to do with this video. Okay. But because usually I build separate smaller prison blocks. So we're just gonna see how this all plays out. I was pretty certain I just added an entrance, and obviously I'm having a lot of issues with frame rate. This game is an alpha, but it also has that's one reason why it has bad frame rate even when I'm not recording. But now that I'm recording, the frame rate is pretty damn horrible. Now we're gonna speed up the camera. We're gonna let these guys get to work because they need to build us a prison. Now we need to go to utilities. Utilities are where we get power, electricity, water, that sort of thing. And we're gonna put this area is gonna have a separate power and water supply than this area because this area is gonna be much more demanding because there's gonna be prison cells with individual toilets and lights and all kinds of stuff. And why did I do that? Let's try this again. Okay, it's a little different. This is a game that I don't think is very conducive to commentating because it requires a lot of thinking and a lot of multitasking, so I guess we'll see how well I do. Okay, so these guys are busy going to work building my prison because they're awesome. Now, what we're gonna have is an entryway here, and then we're gonna have a holding cell. And once we're got the prisoners in the holding cell, hopefully we'll transfer them to open cells if we have the room. Then I would like to have offices on either side of the prison cell. And then I think we're gonna have a kitchen here. Kitchen and a canteen and a yard, maybe even a shower, all in just one big area. Of course, this requires an entrance. Okay, so for some reason certain building types require entranceways, and I don't like the time frame we're at right now. I think we've demanded too much of our workers. Oh, no wonder why. I only have 8 of them. Here we go. We're gonna fix that. We're gonna hire 12. Get to work. So let's look at this. This here is a basic contract for a detention center. We need 2 guards. 1, 2, 2 cooks, and obviously we don't have enough for that yet, but we will. First, we gotta build a few things. Because we don't have the grants yet, so it's telling us we don't have enough money for our daily budget, but we will certainly. But I think I asked these guys to do a little too much. I've never built something this large so quickly in the beginning, so we might be very behind when it comes to prisoner intake. We might not be able to take them all at once, but it doesn't matter. The game will still give you the prisoners. It doesn't ask your max population. It will just send you prisoners every 24 hours until your prison just is driven into pure oblivion, really. I had one point where I had a holding cell that had 50 prisoners all crammed inside of it, and they just kept killing each other over and over and over again. And then at some point, one of them got a lighter. Now the lighter is the most deadly, most destructive weapon in the game, because as soon as a prisoner gets a lighter, they become a pyro, and they just start burning and torching everything. The prisoner went up in 2 minutes flat. I kid you not. I had the largest prison you could ever build, and the whole place burnt down in about 2 minutes from a tiny little lighter. So you really got to search your prisoners for contraband, and sometimes you can see them pull the weapons out when they get them from a pass off from another prisoner, because obviously they're smuggling in this contraband from somewhere, and they're really sneaky, so you got to watch them. I've seen them try to poison the food and pass shanks around, and sometimes you'll have a guard search somebody and they'll find the weapon, and the guard will throw it on the ground while they're subduing the other suspect, and another prisoner will walk by and pick up the weapon and just walk away casually. So they're pretty sneaky. Okay, so we still have 11 hours to go before those prisoners get there. Hopefully we can build the holding cell in time, because we haven't really done anything yet. I don't know what's taking this so long. This should be finished right now. This part should be finished. What's it waiting for? I don't know. It's starting to bug me though. Because we need to get the kitchen started and the holding cell and all these things started before the prisoners get here. These guys don't seem to care. That's okay, they're almost done with this, so hopefully all this area will open up and then we'll have it to work with. This is a very massive prison block. I've never made something this big before, so I don't know quite how it's going to work. This is a very ambitious Let's Play, let's just put it that way. But I'm trying to learn from my experience from playing before, and hopefully we'll learn from it, and we'll improve upon my other prisons before then. Although my other prisons were better designed, I think, which is kind of sad. Okay, so what's going on with this then? Oh, I think it's waiting for a door, that's why. Now you'll notice these, I'll pause it real quick. Now you'll notice these blinking lightning bolts. That is electricity requirement. And when we go into utilities, you'll see that there are all these lights, and these things need electricity. Every room, every building will require electricity, and that's what we'll use our power station for, but that's not installed yet, so we can't do anything about it. There we go. I don't like how they did that though. We're gonna dump this. We're gonna add materials. Okay, so now we need to make the holding cell. The holding cell needs to be 5 by 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do 6 by 6. Horse. Okay, except for that. Now these guys are pretty slow, but that's because I was slowing them down for a bit. Okay. We're pretty behind schedule. I don't like this at all. Okay, we need to make some offices. Offices are 4 by 4. Two is all we need for now. And every office every building has certain requirements. An office requires a chair, a desk, and a filing cabinet. You can add other amenities to it if you wish. Right now it's not necessary, so. And the filing cabinet. And a door. And warden. Fuck you. Okay, so it's telling us we have too many people, so now it's time to fire some people, unfortunately. Fire you, fire you, fire you. You're all fired. Get out of my fucking prison. Okay, so here's a warden. We need another cook. Bam. What is taking these guys so long? They're so slow. Okay, utilities. We need to start making the kitchen. That is very important. So here's going to be a kitchen. The kitchen's going to be staff only. Prisoners will not be allowed in the prison, or the kitchen. If they are in there, it's because they snuck in, which they always do somehow. I don't know if it's a bug or if it's just because prisoners are crafty that way. Rooms. Let's see. Storage. Lights. We need lights out here. So this is the kitchen. It's gonna be the kitchen. And we have 5 hours. Wow, we have 5 hours before they get here. I don't think we're gonna have enough time. I just asked these guys to do too much. And then I fired a bunch of them. So now I have less people to get done what I need to get done. Now, these items are gonna require electricity, so... we're gonna run the electrical wires, so they have electricity. And, oh, you know what I forgot? To designate this as a holding cell, which we need to do if we want the prisoners to stay in there. And if it's gonna be a holding cell, it requires 2 things. A toilet, which we'll make 2 of, and a bench. Well, we also will make 2 benches. They can watch each other poo for all I care, because they're dirty, rotten prisoners. And they deserve to suffer. Mwahaha. Okay. Utilities. There's going to be a toilet there. We're going to make some pipe here. Large pipe has more water pressure, so... can carry water further. So we're just running this water pipe to these toilets. That's all we're doing. It's not as complicated as you might think it looks. Did we hire a warden? Did we hire a warden? Yes, we did. Okay. Oh, no wonder why they're so slow. This prison is going to be very, very expensive. What the hell is taking so long? These. Okay. I mean, we're down to $28,000 already. That's never ever happened to me before. Okay. Now we need to build a canteen. A lot of this prison is going to be unpowered for a while because we don't have enough money or time probably to do it yet. So that's fine. That's going to be the canteen. It's not going to be that big, but it's going to be big enough. and canteen requires a serving table so they can serve food, of course. And some tables so the prisoners can sit and eat. Sort of a necessity. So, oh wow, there's a whole wall just gone. That's not what we want. There's supposed to be a hallway here. Prisoners are coming in 1 hour. And we do not... What's going on here? Shell door, why is there just... Come on, people. Dump this. This is gonna be utter fucking chaos. It really is. I already know. Okay, I think we ran out of power actually. Maybe that's the issue. I thought these were powered. Dump object. So we're going to be very far behind, which has happened to me on occasion, but it's not impossible to catch up. Well, the prisoners have shown up. Well, this is going to be staff only for a while, because we don't have enough room. We don't want the prisoners just wandering around. Also, still not a door there, not sure why. That's going to be definitely staff only, because that's the front entrance. We don't want the prisoners just walking right out the door. This is also going to be staff only. I was wondering what the warden is. He's hiding right behind the filing cabinet. Okay, let's see. How's the power doing? The power is not on. What the fuck is going on? Oh, okay. Fix that, please. I suppose we give these douchebags some power as well. Oh, okay. Apparently, when I was doing this, it didn't want to go through the walls at the time. There we go. Now the kitchen has power. The cooks can start making food. How did that guy just... Staff only. Is there not a door here? There's not a door there. This is a much better design, at least the beginning of this area is. Okay, so we still need for this grant a yard and a shower. So that is what we're going to do next. We're going to make The yard. The yard will be here. I prefer the yard to be outside, actually. I don't know if that's going to be possible. Actually, I guess we could try that. Then this will just be... We can do an outdoor yard. We can. It's just going to require a little bit more effort. Well, if that's the canteen... Oh, I haven't even... Oh, no wonder why. Damn it. If you don't designate a room, it doesn't count. Apparently it just doesn't... Oh, it does say canteen. Okay. Okay. I knew that. So we need a yard and a shower. Yard and a shower. Yard and a shower. What is this guy doing? So he's still building some part of the wall, I guess. So, okay, we're gonna... We're gonna build a shower. I don't know why I'm like freezing up here. Normally this is just pretty easy to do when I'm not commentating, but I gotta think about commentating as well.